You are now listening to a Doc Martin production.
Get those nerds! Frackin'
They say the meek will inherit the earth. We say the nerds are already in control. Welcome to the Frackin' Nerds, episode number 259. I'm your host, Doc Martin, and through some bad coordinating of my own, I didn't inform guys that we were going to be doing a show. So I had O. Kennedy saying he's got classes to do, and then I tried to find class, but class had other things to do. And so the one, the only, the reliable, all the way from the East Coast, it's
me.
It's Joshua.
It's the guy. Because you know what? Kennedy's not there. You know what? The people who live near you are not on the show today.
I
But
know.
the guy who's on the other side of the coast, which is not really the other side for you, is still good old reliable me. That's right, Joshua.
Joshua's nearly always available, no matter what.
Damn fucking right.
He'll go hide in a closet if it means good entertainment. Joshua.
Yeah, me. So you know what? None of this talk about, well, Clash should be on the show more, or Kennedy. Joshua. You know what? I'm gonna start asking for extra shit now that I'm on this fucking show more.
I already gave you a switch. You should be good for a while. Nobody else.
Pretty much.
Nobody else got a gaming system. Your headphones is going kind of weird now. There you go. What are you laying on your headsets or what?
No, it sometimes, like, I think it's the port. That might be a problem. So is that good?
You sound good. Yeah, it was just muffled for a second, so I wanted to make sure you were good. All right. Well, on today's show, we're going to find out what's coming to HBO Max. NCAA is allowing students to make money, so good that Kennedy's not here because we're going to talk a little sports ball, as he likes to say.
Sports ball!
And Pizza Hut has a Halloween pizza to die for. But speaking of dying, Amazon is reportedly selling loads of expired and edible food on their website.
Why don't they just give it away to poor people?
Or are they supposed to be like, apparently items including baby formula, creamers, and beef jerky that are past their sell date, which when I was seeing the tagline, I was like, it's got to be third-party merchants. And it is. They're the ones that don't really care, and they're just getting rid of a bunch of stuff.
This is not shocking, though, because they actually have food markets where they sell milk, bread, and stuff like that expire like a day after or 2 days after.
Ooh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
You know how I know this? I watched the MTV True Life.
No.
I'm poor.
Okay.
And she was like, I got to go to the expired market. And she went and she got like a milk that was like a day expired and some bread. She's like,
well, I mean,
to feed my family.
The sell-by date is not always the date that it goes back.
Yeah, the end-all be-all,
yes, right? It's just that's when they have to sell it. But you usually have a few days. I mean, milk, I think, especially has a few days after the expiration date before it starts to turn.
Nah, fuck that. I don't take those chances.
Yeah, apparently a lot of things that say not for resale are being repackaged and sent out. I mean, does this surprise you to anybody? Because aren't they notorious also for having fake stuff on Amazon and not being regulated that much?
No, this doesn't surprise me. But I'm just kind of shocked in the essence that Amazon's like, yeah, we should do this. Like, I feel like this is beneath Amazon. Like, Walmart's probably like laughing at them right now.
Well, yeah, because they're just letting it go without. They're like, we won't worry about it. And, unless because they probably, if somebody sued or demanded money, it'd be less than what they're getting from all these third-party companies selling on their website.
Well, they're like, isn't Amazon like kind of protected by that? Like, it's like they tell you this is not like if it doesn't have the Amazon Prime seal of approval on it, buy at your own risk.
Well, it says like it handled by a third party.
Yeah. So it's like it's like the most Amazon is like really liable for is fucking like maybe or really accountable for is like you not getting what you thought you buy.
It would be their
with
their Whole Foods store, which now they're going to be doing. If you're on Amazon Prime, you're going to get free their own food service delivery, where I think was charging $20 or $50, I think, depending on the market. But now if you're on Prime, you can order food and they'll bring it to you.
So wait, so if you're not a Prime member, you have to pay a $20 delivery fee? Or
No, you have to pay probably a monthly fee.
Okay.
Like you have to pay this up front, then for them to. I mean, because if you're not on Amazon Prime, you might as well just go to somebody else that offers it probably cheaper. So I haven't tried it. They probably don't come out all the way out to where I live because I don't live in the city. I live outside the city. The things take a little longer, like driving.
So I see those
here.
Amazon trucks.
Oh, they're everywhere
on the side. Yeah.
But I don't know. Well, they do. I know they were picking up food orders. I guess they're trying to really kick it into the market. I almost feel like they're trying to kill the grocery store.
I mean, it's not going to kill the grocery store because people are going to be like, well, I'm going to need something that I have to, like, get right away. I've had this argument with people about if Walmart comes to the city or comes to, like if they put a Walmart in the Bronx, I'm like, yeah, that's great. Still, bodegas and all these other type of shops are still going to thrive because no one's going to go, like, a lot of people have the car that's going to take them to the Walmart. So it's like, I'm still going to have to go across the street to get this thing because I don't want to go to Walmart and fucking pay the convenience of fucking having not to pay $5 more. You know what I'm saying?
For them to not deliver it or for you not to have to go there?
For you not to go there.
Okay.
It's like the convenience. And like, oh, they put a Walmart here. It's going to put people out of business. I was like, we have a Target, like right by Yankee Stadium. Stores are still flourishing. And
Yeah.
Target and Walmart are pretty much the same thing. Walmart's just a little bit cheaper.
I would assume in New York, you have loyalty to just little mom and pop stores.
It's not loyalty. It's just convenience.
Okay.
Like I literally have at least, if you were to get off the train right now where I live at, you're gonna count at least 6 stores, convenience store type stores, where you can go in and get a bag of chips, a soda, something to eat. There's 6 within 3 feet of each other.
But if you're wanting to buy something like a tangible non-food item, you're just going to go to Amazon and have it in a couple days, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like if I want to, like, but you understand, like, the whole notion is like these stores are still going to thrive, and some of them may die off, but it's not going to wipe any of these stores out. So it's like you can have Amazon deliver food to you, but there's going to be certain items, even food-wise, that you're going to be like, I'm not going to wait like fucking 5 hours to possibly not get it because, you know, something can go wrong if it's out of your hands.
Well, yeah. You don't know if it's available or somebody has an issue or you ordered it and it's after the time on when you could get it. So, no, I totally agree. I was, funny thing, I was having a conversation. Remember we were talking about the Walmart feature where they'll come to your house and load up your refrigerator. And you all were pretty much like, nah, I wouldn't do that. And then I was talking to some young millennials, and they were like, yeah, I'd definitely do that. It was like I could sit there and set up and order my beers, and when I get home, they're all there and ready to go. And yeah, so there's a market, but it's a much younger audience than the aging people who are just used to like, fuck it, I'll just go to the grocery store and go pick up what I need. Now, I would love to be able to. I just feel like this. I wish the service was quicker to where I could be like, hey, I need to stop at Kroger, which I did, pick up prescription, pick up some drinks and everything else. I'd love to be able just to pay for it, pull up, and load it up before I headed to work or after I get off work instead of it going, oh, yes, you can pick this up in 2 days. That's not convenient. You need to quicker.
Yeah.
Oh, she was saying they have a 2-hour pickup. But still, like,
yeah,
it's kind of like when I order on the app for Taco Bell and McDonald's. Like, I'm expecting when I get there, I want that fucking food ready to go. I don't want to wait in line.
So it's like, do you see how it defeats the purpose? It's like, oh, I want to go get this video game. People who pre-order video games to go pick it up wait longer than the people that just walk in the store to get it.
Yeah,
but it's like, oh, you have to wait. So we notify you the game is available for pickup, but the game was released at midnight.
Yeah, and we may not be open at midnight. Like, if it's not a big enough game, Versus that's I think why streaming or downloading the games now has become a higher thing because you could pre-download it. It's in your system, and then hopefully at noon or midnight, if the servers are up and going, you may be able to play that game. Versus
it was like the Red Dead Redemption 2 debacle with Best Buy. I was like, I pre-ordered the game. You said you had a midnight release, and Best Buy's like, no, we closing. I was like, well, when the fuck do I get my game? They're like, well, we don't know what to tell you.
10 a.m. the next day.
No, I had to I had to fucking talk to somebody on Twitter for Best Buy. And I'm like, listen, what the fuck is going on here? And they're like, oh, no. Go get the game, and when the store's closing, we'll give you the game. And I was like, that's not a midnight release. That's a store closing release.
Oh, yeah, come whenever you want to.
Yeah, but those are the fucking like little integral parts of like having something like this. It's like if I know I want to fucking get a fucking box of Oreos, I'm not gonna order it. I'm just gonna go across the street and get it.
Yeah, but that's much easier to do. But let's say you've wanted to order a bunch of stuff for your groceries and you didn't really want to go shopping. Isn't it nicer if it's just you go pick out the bags and take it home?
Yeah. It's like I literally can just go downstairs, go across the street, and get the things I need to snack on right away.
But you know what? The one thing that the grocery stores and stuff would be losing is when you walk around the store, you find other things that are like, oh shit, that looks good, that looks interesting. You're not going to do that if you're.
I don't think people do that in the stores that are available to them.
What was that again?
And I honestly think here in general. I don't know because you got Kroger or you. That's like the equivalent of you going to a gas station and saying, oh, I'm going to get a Slim Jim. And you go to get the Slim Jim, but then you go like, oh, maybe I want to get a donut or something like that. That kind of doesn't happen here because we know what we want, what's available. No one's going to that store to look around and buy.
No, there are people that look around.
Well, those people, for stores, for like gas station stores and convenience stores, because I'm equating gas station stores to the corner stores that I have.
Oh, I see. Okay. You're going in for that Slim Jim. You're not going in to do your whole grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where they get you.
You go to Walmart to do all your shopping. You go to Target to do all your shopping. You do your browsing. When you go to these little stores and these little gas station stores, you're just going to get that one thing.
Oh, that's true. Yep.
So.
All right. Well, Netflix is defending its controversial variable playback test. I think you can only do it on your phone, but you could speed up the way a show plays so you can, I guess, binge through it quicker.
Right, so they'll be talking a little bit faster?
Yes. Like,
who the fuck would want to do that?
Well, I mean, it's like, is there a show where you're like, fuck, I gotta, they tell me the first season's horrible, but I've got to get through the first season. Would you speed it up like 1% or half speed?
No, because then it's gonna look stupid.
Well, it's just gonna be they're talking slightly faster. But if you speed it up like 2 times, you're wrapping it up in half the time.
Yeah, but no, it takes away from like the pace of the show. It's like,
that's what Judd Apatow is apparently bitching about, is that it takes away from the pacing and the dialogue and the meaning behind their shots if you're just speeding through it.
I mean, if you watch that, I feel like that's for people with like some type of disorder.
Okay.
No, it's the truth though. If you think about it, it's like, oh, I'm watching this show, but I have to watch it at a certain pace. It's like, what? Like, I never understood why that features on like VCL or these media players.
Yeah.
Like, who's watching this at a sped up frame rate? Like, I don't get it.
Now, some people listen to like audiobooks and podcasts on a faster speed too.
Yeah, but that makes sense because you're hearing it, so you want to hear it a little bit faster.
Yeah.
If the speed of their voice doesn't bother you, then that's fine. But visually, do you want to see stuff being sped up for no apparent reason?
No. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering also, why would Netflix want you to get through stuff quicker? Like, in their whole point is that you keep paying a monthly fee, so why would you want them to be, and they're done, and they have nothing to watch, so...
No, because then it'll be like it forces them to watch more stuff on.
I guess
on fucking... so. Hold on, I got to put on Sports Ball now because it's Game 7 of the World Series.
Oh, Game 7 of Sports Ball.
How, Kennedy? Did you say something? Huh?
And then I guess Netflix is now not worried about Disney Plus coming out because Verizon and Disney have got a deal going on to where if you've got their unlimited plan, you get Disney Plus for free. So with Netflix, they're thinking, oh, now they don't have to decide between Disney Plus and us. They'll still spend money with us. So I don't think that was a smart move by Disney because you could have possibly eliminated one or two of your competitions by making people decide who they're going to use.
Not really, because like you can have one person get fucking, what is it, like Metro Plus PCS offers you a year worth of Netflix. No, T-Mobile offers
T-Mobile would, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, fuck it, I'll get Disney Plus and switch
Well,
over to
AT&T gives you HBO, or they'll be giving you HBO Max, which we've got some details about that. And
I'm an AT&T subscriber.
So you're going to be getting that. Well, that Stacy, she's a Verizon, so I was like, oh, okay. Well, so we're going to get the Disney Plus when it comes out. Good. We'll just we'll sign up for that and just.
Did you see the meme like where someone put? Oh, they listed all the prices of all the streaming services.
And how much is it going to? If you
how much they're going to put? Like somebody put like the meme was. Which one are you getting? And someone said, none. I'm getting a fucking Fire Stick.
I did hear some people complain. Well, especially the DC Universe app is being, a lot of its content is being pulled for the HBO Max. And so people are like, why did I pay a year subscription and now you're pulling some of the shows? So I guess.
No, I don't think anything's getting pulled. They're just, HBO Max is like, we're just gonna show it on HBO Max too.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't know if like now I can't see DC saying, "Oh, we're gonna make shows," and fucking say, "Okay, HBO is gonna have this show and we're gonna have that show." I just think it's one of those deals where HBO Max is like, "Well, we don't have to pay for streaming rights if we help you produce the show, right?" And they're like, "All right," like it makes sense.
Well, it's owned by Warner Brothers and AT&T, so HBO is owned by that, so they're just putting as much content.
Okay, so then it makes sense to just have, the DC content. Well, it makes sense for someone to say, what do I want? Do I want HBO and the DC and pay that $14.99? Or do I pay the fucking, which if you break it down is like $9.99 a month for DC Universe? You kind of go, which way do you want to go? Like,
well, I guess it all depends on if you're wanting the comic book subscription. Because if you're not that big into comic book subscription, you probably just go with the HBO Max. Because we're going to be talking about some of the shows that they're going to be moving over there.
But that makes sense. It's like, does HBO Max say, yeah, you get the DC shows, but you ain't getting the comic books?
Yeah, they're definitely not getting that.
All right, so then it makes sense then.
Well, finally in tech news, Domino's. I thought I was saying Pizza Hut, but apparently it's Domino's. I messed up there. Halloween roulette pizza, which has a ghost pepper sauce on one of the random slices. You can order this in Japan until November 4th.
Oh, thank God.
It's always Japan. These weird pizza.
It's not America. It's all this cool shit or this wacky shit. And America's like, nope, it's another country.
So I guess you order this 7-slice pizza, and then one of you is going to be eating a ghost pepper. Hopefully the color is the same, because if you look at it and you're like, oh, this... And wouldn't some of this sauce dip into the other sauces or the other slices?
No.
Oh, okay. You think it would just be perfectly on that? Unless would they cut it and then put the stuff on that one particular one?
Probably. They were just like, no. I think what they would do is like they would space it out and put like a little nice barricade to show you with the cheese and stuff like that. Like this is where this one slice is.
Oh. So apparently they put it on with a dropper. They put just drop it onto the one slice.
Oh, okay.
So would you do something like this?
Hell fucking no. I don't like hot food.
Oh, God. Aren't you Hispanic? Don't Hispanic people like hot food?
First of all, number one, I'm offended at that stereotype as a Hispanic man. And second of all, I don't want that shit going in hot and coming out hot.
It doesn't. Well, not always birds.
With me, it does. So
you're destroying stereotypes today, there, Joshua.
Well, I don't give a fuck. Fuck out of here, shit.
We thought you like cilantro too, don't you?
Hell no.
Oh, you're really breaking stereotypes. Do you know how to swim?
Wait, no. Yeah, I know the swim. My family
that's
had a
somebody
pool
else.
in Long Island. Oh, what's that? You have a Hispanic family living in Long Island for the past 40 years? Yeah, shocker.
No, there's a lot of people. There's Hispanic people live in Louisville. So
No,
not different.
Long
What?
Island is like where
it-
the rich white people live.
Like
and
Jewish
so-
white people, right?
Yeah, something like that. So, yeah.
All right. What we learned about New York today. All right. Well, let's brings us into movie news. And the first one is with the recent Zombieland Double Tap movie. Emma Stone tried pitching the Walking Dead crossover. She wanted maybe some of the
She got laughed out the building.
yeah, she wants possibly some of the characters to kind of show up and like they're living in the same world as
No.
as the Zombieland. Like who would you see it and be like, okay, that's cool, or would you be just like groaning?
I'd be groaning in the essence of Zombieland doesn't need to do that.
I don't think so either.
But if it was done right, I'd probably be like, oh, this is cool. But it just see, this is the thing though. Zombies aren't a universal thing. So it's like if a show came out with something with zombies in one aspect, I'm not gonna think, oh man, it'd be really fucking cool if they bumped into the other people on the zombie show. It just doesn't make sense. Like, it's like, why would you want to do? Like, what the fuck did she think? What was she thinking when she pitched this idea? Did they laugh at her? I'm pretty sure they laughed at her.
No, you don't laugh at Emma Stone. She's an
Yeah,
Oscar
who
award
laughed
winner.
at- Like, how do you pitch that? Like, oh yeah, we should do this Zombieland and The Walking Dead fucking crossover.
She
Wait.
thought it was a funny idea, and she was hoping that they could do a quick cameo.
No.
But then she said, but then she did follow up and said, but it's started to get a little Scooby-Doo like the Harlem Globetrotters showing up.
Yeah.
So she was like, no. But they did put the comic book in there, the Walking Dead comic book, which he's reading, and he's like, this seems unrealistic.
Yeah. See that's you know it's just like it's like that show on Netflix called Daybreak. Where
Yeah.
They make all these fucking pop culture references about shows that are happening now or are done, and I'm just like, oh, this is so funny, but like, it's not like a fucking Daenerys Stormborn just popped up and was like, hey, what's up? I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
I watched like the first episode, and I felt like a lot of the terminology they're using. I think it felt like a writer that was like, oh, the kids say these words, right?
yeah,
like,
that's exactly.
And I was like,
how I felt.
all
too.
this stuff is not gonna age well. Like when
And
they
I'm waiting
were
for
like,
next
hey, they
season.
were like, we're gonna follow you, and he's like, no, I don't need that. Come on, we're subscribing. And I was like, no, you don't say. Nobody says that. Nobody says when they're following, they're gonna subscribe to you. No, fuck you, TV show.
I'm just laughing at the fact when waiting for next season because they kind of like the last episode, second to last episode alluded to like non-binary and all this other shit.
Are you
And I'm just
serious? Like that's another group or something?
yeah, no, not another group, but she like the girl mentions it like, oh, you think you need to be the man in charge, and I need to be saved, but I don't follow this binary, and I'm just like, oh man, next season's gonna be so good. I feel bad for the politician because the politician was kind of like doing all this stuff
right.
on the show, and I'm like, they're being serious in essence. Now this show is just taking it on a whole other level and just making fun of shit, and it's just making me laugh.
Oh, that was interesting. Though I haven't finished the first season, but it was when he was talking about the one girl. What's her name? Oh, is it Ray or what the hell is the girl's
Sam?
name? Sam, that's it. Was she called Sam and Dean because of Supernatural?
I feel like it was.
And then
like
he-
you have to say, he makes a lot of pop culture references about TV shows and movies and shit like that, and it's just like, dude, we get it.
and he's trying to do like a Ferris Bueller, right?
That I think that goes with the fact that fucking Matthew Broderick is in the show.
Yes.
And it comes off that way too.
And then the one thing I was like with watching Sam, and he was just like, why does everybody like you? I was like, she's a cute British girl in Southern California. She's an oddity. Why wouldn't everybody gravitate towards her? and she doesn't
Well,
seem.
actually, if you don't know this, like mostly English people do move to like California.
Oh, do they?
They get made fun of because of that.
Okay.
A bunch of British fighters, like he's not even fucking really British. He moved to California when he was young. I've heard that like at least 5 times with British fighters.
Well, did you hear that there was an audience panicking at a Paris viewing of The Joker?
Oh no! Why?
A guy apparently says he stood up, started repeating "It's political, it's political," and said "Allah Akbar," and then apparently people didn't handle that very well. A 34-year-old man was removed from the Grand Ray Theater and placed under psychiatric observation. I guess a lot of people ran out and were scared. Funny thing is, it does say some people stayed and watched the movie. They were like, "Fuck this guy! I'm watching this movie."
They must have been from New York. Yeah, we didn't hear a click, so we're good.
Yeah, nobody's shooting while we running.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, there goes your headset again.
What happened now?
Oh, there you go. And then I guess another one at the Long Beach Town Center on Saturday received calls there were shots coming from the theater, but did not find anybody. Didn't find a man in possession of any weapons. However, there was a suspect taken into custody. And then apparently a 30-year-old woman in Louisville, Kentucky, because she wore a demonic shirt, was not allowed back into.
We're still on that?
Well, it did happen. It's all part of this. So, yeah.
Was Stacy like doing anything like menacing? Did she have a menacing look on her face?
No, she was out there smoking a cigarette and was walking back in, and they were just like, "Hey, white woman with a demonic shirt on, we know you're here you got a big purse. You're probably trying to bring in food or a gun," which we did bring in food.
To reiterate, she went to take a smoke break during the movie or before the movie?
During the movie.
Who does that?
Yeah, just smokers. They're notorious for it. That's like at my work when I see people come in, like when the shift starts, they go for their 20-minute meeting, and instead of getting on the floor and working, they go take another smoke break. And I was like, what happened in this 20 minutes where you lost it so bad that you've got to have another smoke break?
I don't know, man. I just the only reason why you should leave in the middle of a movie is if you have to pee or an emergency.
Not smokers. They will all.
That's crazy.
They'll go out anytime they're willing to miss movies to go smoke. Those people have they're an addict to it. So yeah,
smoking ain't like you could smoke. Why not smoke before the movie then?
They do. She does, and then she can't handle more than an hour or so without having to smoke.
Wow. So those truth commercials weren't lying.
No, the truth commercials are correct. Like that's the funny thing is like. They'll put commercials. They're like, you sat in here for 30 minutes. There's no reason why you can't stand longer without smoking. And I think that's when they're like, I gotta smoke a little smoke.
But going back to the Joker,
yeah,
I don't think the people who use this movie to fucking like incite their craziness are just nuts.
I think people were hoping something would happen.
Yeah, the people who were the ones bitching about the movie being something that was gonna make white men do crimes and stuff like that. So,
I'm sorry if you can identify with the Joker, then you've got really a lot of major problems going on in your life.
A lot, you know. But the funny thing is, though, as much as I like Todd Phillips and I don't have a problem with some of his work, the fact that he was like, well, nobody's making a big fuss about fucking John Wick, and I'm like, yeah, well, the thing is, John Wick dog died. And he went on a fucking killing spree to kill people that killed his dog. This guy is having a bad day and flipping the fuck out. What do you think is more realistic there, Todd? Now, if he fucking fell in a vat of fucking chemicals at the ending of this movie, I would have been like, okay, now, you can't really complain about this movie now. But he basically went into a place that's actually real.
Yeah.
It's a crazy person's place.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Well, the Game of Thrones writers and showrunners, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, the reason Game of Thrones season 7 and 8 went to shit is because they were super excited to be joining Star Wars and continuing on the movie trilogy after the Skywalker era ended. Well, that all fell apart. They're citing their Netflix deal is what made them stop and pull away. I figure it was Disney when they were at a convention recently and were asked about certain things on why they did what they did for the show. And they said, well, we didn't really care about doing fantasy stuff. We actually wanted to eliminate a lot of the fantasy. We wanted people like soccer moms and NFL players to watch the show, not just fantasy people. And then they got real tired towards the end and didn't really care. So they just really wanted to wrap it up and be done with the show instead of continuing on this, what they were building as a really, really good show. And then just said, fuck this show. We're going to Star Wars, and shit the bed. And now they're not going to Star Wars anymore.
It's just funny that they had the balls to say that. Like, yeah, we just don't want to do this anymore.
No, I know. Why would you say that? Like the fans are already going, we felt like you gave up on the show, and they're like, yeah, we did. It was hard. And people were like, why didn't you just go get another showrunner to help you with writing? Because they wouldn't let anybody else do the writing. They were the only ones that wrote, except for like one or two other people that helped, and they wouldn't let any of the scripts. But they just kind of dropped a lot of ideas that they like built up, like, oh, this is going to mean something, and this is going to mean something. And then when you got to the end of the show, it was like, that meant shit. That didn't matter one bit. Nope.
I say I don't have a problem with the last season of the show, and like,
you didn't feel like they were speeding right through it?
No, I felt like everything, like, one of the biggest fucking issues that I laughed at was people were like expecting the last episode to be like this final battle and all this like death and carnage, and I'm like, you got that with the episode before. So this episode that was supposed to be the last episode is going to be a lot of talking and a lot of just coming to the conclusion.
Well, that's how every season, the last episode was always them coming from that huge battle and putting in the pieces. Well, where are we at now?
Yeah. And I feel like people were expecting, like, like a lot of people were upset that, you know, Daenerys or Arya Stark didn't kill fucking the Lannister girl. And I'm like, but she killed the Night King. Isn't that a little bit better?
It is a little bit better. That was the bigger, well, seemed like the bigger threat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they wanted Cersei to die a little more of a violence instead of being crushed by rocks, which if they would have just moved a little further down the room, seemed to be all clear of rocks. But no, they just stood there. So much shit was ran through.
You know, the funny thing is, I give him credit for like writing shit and making it come to fruition. Like, in essence, like, Cersei was like, oh, we came in this world together, we'll leave the world together. That happened, you know, like Arya killing all these people with blue eyes and, you know, right?
Yeah.
Fucking the lady saying to the bald-headed guy, oh, this is such a horrible place. Looks like me and you are never going to leave it. And she was right. Mm-hmm. So, credit to them. But they're just a bunch of weirdos. Like, it's like the shit they were saying, and like they literally said that, like, we just got tired of this shit. We just wanted to speed it up. Because, like, HBO gave them, like, a 10-season deal, right?
They said if you needed it, they would give them more extra episodes or allow them to go to 2 more seasons to tell the story. They're like, nah, we're done.
Yeah, so it's like, so fuck them. And they have a Netflix deal. I think you probably mentioned this. So, like, what the fuck is the Netflix deal in terms of, like, what type of...
We don't know.
We don't know? Okay.
We don't know.
They'll probably... They'll just get money off of from the creators, the writers of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
No wonder George R.R. Martin was like, I'll write it when they're done with the show.
let that stink go away.
Themselves.
Let me see what they fucked up, and let me fix that. Well, continuing on with and speaking of Game of Thrones, with the HBO Max information coming out, a lot of news on what's going to be there. The biggest thing, and I know Kennedy's excited, is Friends will be there. So for $14.99 per month, he can continue watching Friends. So I know he's excited by that. I don't know if I've ever actually watched a whole episode of Friends.
I think I kind of
but nothing is like going, ooh, I need to watch the show because it looks funny. So I don't know.
I thought that was Kennedy right now, busting in like, I watch Friends.
Stacy, she just said she liked it back in the day, but She's not a huge fan of it. But the Game of Thrones, the prequel, the one that's going to be starring Naomi Watts, is not going forward. That's been canned.
But
No, that one has been canned.
Prequel.
That's the Targaryen one. That's the Go one. The other one is a different. We don't know what the stories are supposed to be. There was a bunch of scripts, I think 4 or 5, that they were deciding on if they were going to go with head. Yes. That
is this one the Targaryen one is like. Now is this one based? Because I know the prequel that we were supposed to get was like 100 or 200 years before the event that happened in Game of Thrones.
This one is supposed to be 300 years before the events of games. Tracks the beginning of the end of the House Targaryen. So you're in essence going to be moving towards the Bad King.
Ah, okay. So this is kind of like a limited series then.
I would say so.
Yeah. Because somebody showed a picture of somebody, and I was like, that looks like the guy that married or fucked Ned's sister.
Oh.
So that's why I was like a little confused.
Now,
but,
what if this comes out and it's like watching Joey? Like, people are just like, oh, shit, this is...
Nah, because they had such a nice fucking catalog of stuff that people wanted to know about. And I'm pretty sure people
you've got to...
Nah.
People have to connect to these characters. If you don't instantly connect to them, no one's going to enjoy the show.
Nah, I think people still enjoy the show because it has that lore and all that other stuff.
But you got to relearn everybody. Like, these are all new people you're going to be cheering on.
Yeah, but they have like that still. It's still the same basis of like, oh, Targaryen. Oh, okay, dragons. The people that can control dragons. What's happening here? Like, I don't think it's gonna be bad because like at the beginning of it, when this show first happened, people were asking questions like, oh, I wonder the Night's Watch. Like, what was that about? You know, we could have had a Night's Watch fucking show. We could have had a fucking Ned Stark show. Like, each of the realms could have had their own fucking show, and it would be interesting.
Oh, I know, but you gotta, I don't know. Because that bloom is off that rose now. I mean.
But is it off the rose because of the fucking writers? Because the writers were dicks and said, you know what, we don't want to do this anymore?
Or this is your best time to be like, hey, we can really set ourselves apart because either people will be craving for something good. Like, they got to come out as gangbusters. Like, it's gotta hit every mark. Because if it doesn't, people are like, oh, same shit, I'm done.
Nah, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think what happened was, fucking that one that was supposed to come out, but then it got canned was because maybe those writers that left, DB, whatever the fuck their name is, was going to be influencing it a little bit.
Oh, I don't know.
No, now somebody else chimed in with, hey, we can write this story about the Targaryens. This can work too. And they're like, fuck it, we'll do it.
No, one of the writers that helped them out is actually coming on to do this show. He's actually some of the better episodes that he was a part of.
Yeah.
He was connected.
So right there, that should tell you, like, maybe this is going to be good. I'm looking forward to it.
But then on the same note, let's bring The Walking Dead. The guy who was showrunner for a while. God, I can't remember what his name is.
Frank Darabont?
No, not Darabont. It's like way after Darabont. He was he was one of the writers, and he wrote if his name was the writer, it was a really good episode. But when he became showrunner, the show still sucked. So just because you're a good writer does not mean you're going to be able to handle the stories well.
Well, you can't say that because you don't know what the deal is as a showrunner as opposed to a writer. Maybe his responsibilities as a showrunner kind of got a little, diminished.
Okay.
But he's still the showrunner. So it's like when you're a writer, all you got to do is like, here you go. Yep. And the showrunner is going to tell you, maybe you should change this and change that.
Okay.
But when you're the showrunner, you got somebody else on top of you, like the network execs telling you, what's up?
The producers.
The producers are telling you, hey, fuck that. We need you to, kill this guy. But it goes against the script. We don't care. You understand?
Yeah.
So, writer, it's like, I have this great fucking script. Oh, here you go. Showrunner, all right, I want to do this. Producer, no, change this, change that, change this. So, you understand?
Yeah.
you can't put the blame on the showrunner because he has to answer to higher up.
Yeah,
the
but you
writers, on the
got
other
the whole
hand,
point of being a showrunner is you got to push the right story. I guess
Yeah.
the most recent showrunner on the Walking Dead, they did a little homage to the comic book with Michonne and Ezekiel, where she was like, maybe in another universe we would have been together, and I'm just like, ah, it's the comic book, yeah. Oh, God, that show's never. It's like the fucking Walking Dead. It's not gonna fucking die, and it's not a good show. I like people are like, oh, it's gotten better. Has it? Has it gotten better? Or are you just willing to deal with whatever?
I hate the fucking Walking Dead.
God, I used to love the show. Well, I mean, I've always loved the comic, but like,
one time we went to that bar, you were just like, "This show sucks," and I'm like, "Well, why are we here?"
Well, no, yeah. When we were watching, that was like the start of the end for me. When I'm watching the screen, I'm like, "Why is what's his name? What's the main character's name? God, why am I not Negan? God,
Daryl?
not Daryl. The main guy.
No hand guy?
What Rick? Why am I stuck on? I couldn't figure out Rick. Where Rick's group runs through like the hilltops, like Negan's people are bad. And he was like, okay, we'll go kill a little satellite area. We don't have anything to do with these people. We're just gonna. I'm looking at it going, that's not Rick Grimes. You completely changed. And then they're like, hey, Negan's mad at you because you killed all those people. And he's like, what? Why would he be mad at me?
Hey, going back to Daybreak, they make a hilarious reference to The Walking Dead.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it worth watching?
It is. It's fun.
Right.
I enjoyed it. I just think it's just fucking hilarious. Like the Walking Dead reference had me like dying. So it's episode 2 or 3 they make the reference.
Right. Well, yeah, I just finished episode 1 last night, so I'll either be watching that. We watched Good Boys. That was good. It was a good little movie.
Oh, I should watch that then.
It is funny. Stacy's in there the whole time going, these little kids are cussing a lot, and they're playing with sex toys. Like these kids. She's like, they don't know what that is. What? These kids, they wouldn't be allowed to watch this movie. I was like, yep, that. You are correct about that.
I asked Lauren if he would go watch it with a friend.
Oh, she was like, wouldn't it be weird if you were a guy that went to go see that movie by yourself? And I was like, no, it's a raunchy comedy.
Yeah, it's geared towards men.
Like, yeah.
I mean, like, how do have you noticed the ages kind of diminish for each generation? So
it does, yeah.
They had fucking Animal House in the 70s and 80s.
Well, Porky's was, though, high school.
Yeah, Porky's. Then you had, like, fucking Super Bad. They were, like, teenagers or kids going into college. Now it's like, let's diminish it down a little even more to, like, fucking 12-year-olds.
Yeah, they're middle schoolers.
Yeah, so, like, next movie's going to be, like, fucking babies, like, cursing up a storm and shit. Like, you motherfucker. Like, look who's talking.
HBO Max is also going to be getting 4 special Adventure Time for there, and then they also got the rights to South Park. So AT&T and Warner Brothers like, fuck you, China, we don't care, because that's why Netflix passed on it. They didn't. They were like, oh, we want them to buy into our streaming site, so we can't bring on South Park.
So that's it. Like, so what? In like 2 years, South Park's not going to be streamed on fucking Hulu anymore.
I think it goes down after next year.
Oh,
yeah, they're gonna get the entire library along with Rick and Morty's library. I guess they're getting all the Adult Swim stuff. So
that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like they're getting a lot of content. So we'll see how this
Who
goes.
owns Viceland? I need to know that.
I don't know who owns Viceland. Why?
I want to fucking write them like a little fucking letter saying, listen, you people need to work on your app and your fucking website, because if I want to fucking watch something and I can't watch it, something's up.
Disney owns it.
Oh, well, I'm writing a fucking lengthy email to Disney.
Okay.
Watch my Viceland documentaries.
Let's see. And then also, the Boondocks are going to be getting 2-season order. I'm not sure how that's going to go.
Well, somebody said, due to the untimely passing of John Witherspoon, they'll just write him off. Like the first episode will be like,
yeah,
Granddad.
I know, yeah.
That's what I said.
About.
I was like, but he's kind of like a focal point of the
he
show.
Is. He's a whole connection. Or is what's her name from The Watchmen? She's just gonna do all the voices now.
She only did like what, the two voices, right?
Yeah, she did.
all the three
She
voices.
did the two boys. I mean, they're the other
If you
focus
want-
point.
Honestly, they fucking lost fucking him. They lost Charlie Murphy. It's
Oh yeah,
like,
they did. Because Charlie
so
Murphy
what,
played
you
a
have
white
Uncle
guy.
Ruckus be their fucking guardian.
That would be pretty
I don't
funny.
think- I don't think that works.
No, I think it's funny
Uh,
because he's a complete opposite of Grandpa.
I guess, but still, you're kind of just like, you know.
You think? Well, do you think it should go, or do you think they should just like we're done?
No, I think it's like I said, he's the focal point of the show.
Your headset's going out.
I'm not saying he's like Huey and Louie. Is it Huey and Louie?
No, it's Huey and Riley.
Huey and Riley, like
Yeah.
they work, but they need him as well because
I think so.
And they're not going to replace him. They're not going to recast him. So
Unless they got a guy who can do exactly his voice and his mannerism, but no, I don't think so.
he was on BoJack Horseman too. I was like, oh shit, look,
Was
it's,
he?
John Witherspoon. Yeah, he played the fucking father of the one the pug.
Okay.
The pug girl's father. I don't know if you don't watch BoJack Horseman? Or?
I haven't watched the last two seasons. Like I was
okay.
like when he gets his daughter, and I was just like, this is getting back into
Shocker.
the
You
getting
should
back
keep-
the whole depressing thing again. I was like,
nah, you should keep watching.
all right. It was like it was all about his mom and his daughter, and I was just like, this is
Yeah, just keep watching.
But if you don't know, John Witherspoon, who is well known for With Friday and the Wayans Brothers and the Boondocks, he passed away today at like 77. Yeah, 77.
It was yesterday.
Yeah, was it yesterday?
Yeah,
Okay.
because
So-
people thought it was another. I, being one of them, thought it was a mistake. But it turned out like by 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning, they confirmed that he had passed away in the house.
Oh, I've got you. Okay. So yeah, sad news with that. And we'll move on with HBO Max, and it looks like Green Lantern and Strange Adventures will be coming to HBO Max.
Yay! Finally, Green Lantern on a weekly television programming.
The
Yay!
guy who wrote the bad movie, Greg Berlantes, how's that pronounced? Yeah, Berlantes. He's going to be producing the new Green Lantern, so expect the witty styles of Ryan Reynolds and Takiti Wadi completely smashed. Which I was like, Takiti Wadi's in this movie also? I completely forgot, and it's not funny. And then somehow, Ryan Reynolds married his co-star. I felt there was no connection at all between them. That's how bad this Green Lantern movie was. They made Ryan Reynolds not funny, and him and Blake Lively had no chemistry, and they got fucking married. These people didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
Oh, let it go. Let it go.
All right, let it go. But it's going to be, I don't know if it's going to be an animated series. I can't really tell. Or,
Why the fuck would they make it an animated series?
well, because then they don't have to spend money on graphics. Like, it's going to
They
be
had
heavily.
an animated series. It was one of the best animated series they ever had, and they fucking canceled it. Why would they want to go back? The people, HBO Max is like, we don't want to.
Have you not seen Supergirl's new promo with the special effects they have in that little Twitter thing?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, look that up. Oh, it looked like 90s video game graphics. And that's like one of their top shows. Another Greg Berlanti show. So, I don't...
Gotta cut corners somehow.
Oh, they're cutting it. The other one is Strange Adventures, which is a classic DC comic series where they kind of worked in science fiction anthology. They're saying it's going to be kind of like a Twilight Zone storytelling. And one of the big things that came out of that series was the Dead Men series. So I don't know if that'll be something they bring about or kind of doing a what if like Marvel is doing. And I don't know if it's going to, again, be live action or if it's going to be animated. It's all wait and see in regards to the directions of the Green Lantern and Strange Adventures. So, yeah.
We'll see.
We will see. And that's coming out, when are we coming out? May 2020? I don't know if all this content... I wonder, do you think they're going to try to do a Disney Plus thing where try to get as much content on day one as to garner attention?
Not necessarily. I think they'll probably wait to see how bad fucking Disney fails if they do fail.
I don't think they
And
will.
then
fail.
they'll they'll just like correct their mistakes.
Like, wasn't
'Cause if you
Kennedy
think
like
about it,
Kennedy's like super excited about all the movies he's about to watch?
Because, like, if you look at it, fucking Disney's kind of not doing so well with this. Because, number one, I alluded to fucking, you brought Marvel, so why is it that you only have, like, a handful of Marvel movies? And I know you said, oh, because the streaming rights were owned by other things. And I'm like, why can't you, like, you figure you're Disney, you have all this money, why not just fucking, like, get rid of that? Like, buy them out so you can have everything.
Well, you probably
up to
figure
par.
some of these companies are like, oh, no, if you take our streaming rights, it'll cost you a lot more money. And there's enough content that they're like, we'll be fine. We'll get it back in a year or two. And
I don't think so because, like, first of all, number one, they just started filming the Bucky and Winter Soldier stuff.
Yeah.
It just started. I was under the impression this stuff started to get filmed like before debut. Like they should have had something original lined up to start with the debut of the show.
Well, I mean, I think we got the Mandalorian, like for Star Wars is going to be day one.
Yeah, that's for Star Wars, but you should have it. I think they should have had like something for Star Wars, something for Marvel, like you understand? Like it's just like, oh, this is all the stuff that we're giving you, and
let's see.
And then on top of that, to change subject real quick.
Yeah,
they're vaulting some of the fucking 20th Century Fox shit.
They're not vaulting it. They're not allowing any movie theaters to show, so people can't do a showing of Alien or something like that.
Oh, but Aliens will be available on Disney Plus then?
Possibly, yes. Hold on, let me see if they've got it on day one of.
You're like the Simpsons now, and I'm like, oh.
No, Alien won't be a day one thing, but they may come out in the future.
So you mean to tell me the only way I can see Aliens is if I buy it because no other place is going to stream it?
That's correct.
Oh, shit.
Let's see. Trying to think what new show will be out. Doesn't look like anything. It's just a lot of the older shows. A lot of the old Marvel TV. Incredible Hulk from 96. Guardians of the Galaxy 2015. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers 1989.
See, but that's like stuff that I'm like, Like Disney really like but then again for $6.99, but I'm paying the $12.99. That's another thing I thought was weird. Is like you can't do the package deal until the day of November 12th.
Oh, really?
Why can't I do that? I thought that was fucking weird.
I mean, there's a lot of content, so it's going to take people a lot.
Like any streaming service is like, hey, we're the new streaming service. You have to give me something that I'm like. We promise you this original content. So you mean to tell me Winter Soldier and fucking this Bucky are not going to come out till next year?
Yeah, next year.
Gonna get it? Like, you announced it like a year before, and you mean to tell me I got to wait another year?
Well, I mean, you're going to be waiting till the 2020. I mean, that's only a few months away. If it's beginning of the, let's see. What is it? What's it called? Bucky
and the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Okay, let's see. See if they got a date on it.
You should just like say like She-Hulk, all this other stuff. Like find out like when's the potential like release date of this stuff. Because I was under the impression day launch within like the first month.
Nope. Mandalorian I think is the only one that's day one.
Sucks.
You were
I'm just talking. It's very unknown. X-Men.
Well, you're gonna wait a whole year. All of 2020.
You announced this a year ago, and then on top of that, at the Phase 4 one, where they announced. I mean, is it Phase 4? Yeah, Phase 4 going into Phase 5. We announced Blade, all these other movies. You said, oh, we're gonna get She-Hulk, Miss Marvel. Like, oh man, everything line up and everything's gonna be so cool. And it turns out we're not even getting anything original to Marvel. We're just getting the Mandalorian.
Or do you think we're gonna do like the DC Universe app, and they'll run seasons? Like, so you'll get your Scarlet Witch show, and then you'll get, and then you'll get She-Hulk show, and They'll just keep.
That makes sense, but here's the thing, though. Like, it goes back to what I said. It's like you should have had something lined up for the launch for Marvel.
Well, yeah, especially for Marvel, because that's your other tip goal outside of whatever Prince's show and Hannah Montana is going to be coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's all I'm saying is like you hyped it up and you was like, oh, you're gonna get Hawkeye, you're gonna get this, you're gonna get that, and you announced it a year ago. I'm not going crazy. This was a year ago, right?
Yeah.
And now the fucking thing's coming out now, and it's not even fucking.
Yeah, it's a year away. Like they just started shooting. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, oh man. So what the fuck are they gonna have when it comes out? Oh, we just got the Star Wars show. Great.
So that'll bring us to the question of the week. What is Joshua watching?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. You're not watching anything?
What did I tweet about?
I don't know. What did you tweet about?
I don't know.
You've just been talking wrestling. That's all you've been talking about.
Yeah, just wrestling, the issues with the ACH and all this other stuff.
What's with the ACH?
Apparently, like they came out with a shirt that was.
Are you talking about the lips and the teeth?
A blackface.
Yeah.
And he flipped out about it a month after the shirt came out.
Oh, that's timing.
Yeah. So.
Or did he go to him and he was just like, you know what, this could be deemed offensive, and somebody's like, that's a great idea. You should go on Twitter and you should write something about it and say, hey, I'm offended by this, and until you take it down, I'm gonna keep bitching about it, and then people will start getting you, and the news outlets will start jumping on this, and people will be like, what's going on with this shirt? And the racists will buy it because they want to be like, we want them to be offended.
We kind of thought that was the route, but then like. I was telling my cohorts on the Back Row Hagler's podcast, cheap plug, they're going to Saudi Arabia, and now they just announced a women's match is going to happen.
No
for
way.
The first time in Saudi Arabia. So I was like, I feel bad for this guy because he was bitching and moaning and trying to like cause up a stir, and they just squashed it.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then that will bring us into video game news. And NCAA, apparently after the Southern California deciding that they're going to allow players to be compensated for their likeness and like video games and jerseys and everything else, NCAA stepped up and said, yeah, so are we. And but then they've got to figure out how the laws are going to be and how can you be compensated. I mean, because really, there's no reason why they can't do something like this.
You're right. But the funny thing is now, like the Senate people are like, they said it, and then like not even an hour later, one of the senators was like, "Well, I'm gonna, these college kids are gonna get taxed now," which made me laugh because somebody alluded to that. It's like, "Hey, be careful what you wish for, because then once you get what you want, Uncle Sam's gonna want his piece of the cut."
Well, they will, because they're gonna be making money.
Yeah.
So then, in the same essence, then could they just go, well, we're not going to give you free scholarships anymore. We're just you're being paid to be here.
It's only a handful of guys. No one's going to give the fucking wide receiver who averages a good amount of touchdowns money when he's not marketable.
But
because
is
the
that
quarterback
fair to
on the
him?
team, you know what I'm saying? And EA Sports can just be like, well, we'll just pay the cover artist. We're not going to pay the kids that we model the game after.
Yeah, but the whole point is like, they wouldn't allow, like, if you're this incredible wide receiver with number 23, they would make you like a black receiver because you couldn't be anyway like, oh, that's definitely that kid. We know that.
It doesn't work that way because first of all, how the fuck do you know what you look like with the helmet on? You know what I'm saying?
You can tell if it's a white kid or a black kid.
Yeah, but you can't say, "Oh, that's me," because it's based on skin color.
Well, they usually when they're taking their photos, it's without their helmets.
Yeah, but still, like you're going by skin color. Like that's the problem. Like all those games, even before people were bitching about them not making money, all they had on their it just said number 8. I don't know if you ever played like a college sports game. It doesn't say name. It just says number. That's it. So in order for them to get money, they have to have their name and all that other stuff to go with it. Like I've only heard about one instance where the guy made money because he was playing a game years after the fact. He was out of college, and he found out, oh, this guy looks like me.
Wasn't that Lamar Odom or something like that?
No, it wasn't Lamar Odom. This is like it was like, I saw it on Last Week Tonight.
Okay.
And the guy, he was just like a subpar player. And he was just like, "Oh, that looks like me." And they were just like, "Listen, we'll settle out of court and call it a day." But the way the college fucking game system was going is like, we're just gonna avoid the problems and just like make it generic. But apparently, EA Sports is like, we're so happy now, kids can make money now. We're gonna bring back the college game.
Yeah.
But I'm like, the only person who's gonna get money is the fucking cover athlete. Because they're using his actual fucking likeness.
That's true, yeah.
So I can't see in a court of law saying, "Oh, you're number 8 on Oregon, and number 8 on Oregon is black."
Unless they put in the names for all the players.
Yeah, they have to put in the name. I can't see them saying, "Hey, correct me if I'm wrong. If our listeners know anything more about the law, please tell me." But I can't see someone going to a fucking court of law and saying, "Well, I'm number 8 from Oregon, and I'm black, and number 8 Oregon on that video game is black. That's me. They got that off of me." It's like, no, like, we have to be somewhat accurate, right? But,
But that's like how, which I always thought was funny, is there's a guy a few miles down from where I live who was one of the biggest, like, he went and did every player's name and did as close to likeness, like, he lived out in Fairdale over here, which is like southern part of Louisville. And he was one of the biggest download gaming, or when you download an update to the roster. And he was like the king of it all. I don't know how he did it, or he must have been quick, or had a program that could do it real quickly. I don't know.
Nah, there's people like that. They do it for wrestling. They do it for all the games. Like,
well, yeah, I know they like try to the creative players and everything. Where they're trying to build it as quickly as they can.
Yeah. But you know who took credit for this though?
What?
About this happening, the NCAA going, "Hey, we're gonna, you can make money off of this," and da 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 da.
Kanye?
LeBron James.
Why? He didn't play in college.
He feels that he was an advocate for it, and his calls, trying to do it too.
Okay.
And like he put out a tweet, and I was like, I think people are gonna like mistake this for him taking credit for it, but he's like, "Yeah, we did it. The hard work that we pulled off finally got them the buzz." And I'm like, yeah. Because before you started playing basketball, people weren't bitching about college athletes not getting paid. Nobody was making about
that was a new idea only LeBron came out with.
Yeah, I just thought it was so funny.
And again, he never played in college. He got paid instantly.
Yeah.
Finally, in computer gaming, Xbox to Android game streaming is available in preview, only in alpha preview. I myself am a beta, so I don't get to play it on that, or my PS4 streaming because I've got the old Android, and Samsung 8 Plus doesn't want to update to the new Android. So I feel
like we talked about this already.
We talked about the PlayStation version. Now Xbox is allowing it to do it, where you can stream your Xbox to your Android device or Microsoft device, but they say, "Fuck you, Apple," which Sony did that with the PS4. They had the Apple one for the longest time, and their Sony proprietary one. And but now Xbox is doing it. So if you're a friend in the Alpha ring or the Alpha skip ahead ring, you can go ahead and start streaming to your phone and playing on a much, much, much smaller screen.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Did you ever own a Vita?
No, I owned I don't know, was it a Vita? I owned the PSP.
Okay, so when the Vita came out, like what you're saying now with the phones, you did that with the Vita with the PlayStation 4.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I think actually you could have did with the PlayStation 3 if I'm not mistaken. I don't think anybody fucking did that. Because it was just so much of a pain in the ass. I think like one time I was like, I'm going to take a long bath and I want to play fucking Killzone.
Okay.
Let me play it in the bathtub. And I was like, you know what? This sucks. I mean,
the only way I think it would work is like if you share TV, your significant other did not want to sit there and watch you play Overwatch for the 1,000th time as you constantly say the thing like, of course I'm player of the game because I'm and then she says I'm not. The funny thing is like I'll say it all the time every time I am, and then she walks in and she's like, why do I never see when you're player of the game? I was like, I am.
Doesn't that always happen though? Like you talk like I'm the man, and then you suck.
Yeah.
Like when I was playing Dead by Daylight with my friend and a new friend, we sucked while me and the new friend were playing. But as soon as the old friend left, me and the new friend just fucking killed. We were just fucking knocking it out the park. And she's like, "Yeah, your friend sucks." And I'm like, "No, I think you suck."
Well,
but...
I think that. Well, I think that happened with when I was playing with Kennedy. But I also was trying to help him. Like I wasn't like, "Hey, I'm just like I typically do," because I'm not talking to anybody. I'm just playing on my own, trying to do my best to make the team perform. But when I was playing with Kennedy, I was trying to be more mindful of where his health was and how can I save him if he's running into issues. I became more of a concerned teammate.
Third party.
Yeah, and then instead of being LeBron James and trying to take over the fucking game. So when I don't give a fuck and I'm like, I'm taking over this game, I'm going to carry this fucking team. Thank you. You're welcome.
Wait a minute. So this is another one with LeBron James, which I thought was hilarious. Like, I don't know how this came up after a win when the Lakers won, but somebody brought up 2K Sports, and he's like, "Yeah, my friends get mad at me because I play actual basketball when I'm playing video games with them, and they get mad because I'm always winning." And in my mind, I'm like, "So what? You're flopping all the goddamn time, complaining to the refs?" But I was like, "What does that have to do with like actually
it doesn't
knowing
have
how to play a
anything
video
to
game?
do anything.
Is your hand-eye coordination that good? Because I know how to play football. Doesn't mean I'm really good at football games.
No, I know.
I know how to do MMA fighting. Doesn't mean I'm the best MMA. Like, I don't understand that. Like,
Well,
what does one have to do with the other?
Look at some of the top. Well, yeah, some of the top players in those games. They're not professional athletes. They're just gaming athletes. Like, so I bet there's a lot of people that can actually take on LeBron, not his buddies. And I kind of wonder, do his buddies let him win?
I don't like. Well, he said they get mad when he wins, and I'm like, I don't understand how playing a basketball game and you being a basketball player are the same thing. Because there's literally people who fucking are scientists that know how to do fantasy sports betting, but they can't throw fucking football.
No, exactly. Yeah. There's people that coach that can't really play the game, but they understand the X's and O's. That's why they coach. Oh, God. Oh,
LeBron.
Oh, shaking LeBron. So what'd you learn this week, Joshua?
I did learn something. I just totally forgot.
Oh, well, thank you. You should always just have it written down, ready to go.
I should have it put down. I'm going to get into notion. But I will do something sports board related. Justin Verlander is washed, and he needs to fucking retire after the season.
I've learned that if you troll people during October by saying, what was the movie that I trolled him with?
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus. I put Hocus Pocus is the Nickelback of Halloween movies.
I just want to applaud you for that. And I'm a Nickelback fan.
I like Nickelback too. And then the funny thing is like I was getting so much heat, and I'm looking at like so much response. I'm like, I put all other kinds of shit on here every day, and you don't respond. As soon as I'm like, hey, your shit is like shit, they were like, fuck you, man. And then I had other people like, can I share this? I was like, please do. And then
Kennedy was kind of like, I thought Jason Crow would have been offended, but Kennedy was really offended.
He was really offended. Yeah. There was a lot of people that are offended, and then I posted in there. I was like, I've never seen the show. It just looks like crap. Like, no, there's nothing has like my Puckett, my good friend Puckett was like, I'll never watch it because it has Bette Midler, and I'm like, thank you, because I don't watch anything with Bette Midler in it. So
I watch movies with Bette Midler in it.
Do you? You're weird.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't like Bette Midler.
I watched Hocus Pocus. I never watched it more than once, but I honestly know the premise of it.
What's the premise of it?
Basically, the three witches were known for like killing kids or sucking out the soul so they can live forever.
But it's not true.
And what?
But it's not true. They weren't really killing kids.
No, they were.
Oh, what?
The three witches were bad people. They were the villains.
Oh, really? Okay.
So basically, like the year was like 1800 something, and they got stopped by the ancestors, like these kids. So they got brought back somehow, and they had to like get the ancestor of the kid.
Because they don't seem evil on the pictures and everything else.
No, they.
I thought they were like good and having fun, singing like Sister Act songs, kind of things. Okay.
They are the villains of the fucking movie.
Right, fix your mic. You're going bad again.
Okay, they are the villains of the movie.
You're still bad. All right, interesting. Still not going to sell me to go see the movie.
You know what? I'm not shocked someone like you didn't want to see that movie. Like I said, I only watched the movie one time.
Okay.
So I the appeal of it is garnered towards the female variety.
Gotcha.
I hate to say it.
Right.
But,
It's all right. I understand that because I watch movies with Stacy and she's just like, this is a guy movie. And I'm like, don't say that. And I'm like, but it's good. I enjoy it. Like basketball is a guy movie. And I love basketball. And I love basketball.
You love basketball.
Yeah, that's definitely a guy movie.
Hoop. It's like Robert. What's his name? Robert Vaughn, is it?
Yes.
Robert Vaughn in that movie is fucking hilarious.
From
Shaq got paid when he went to college. And then when they go to like the stereotypical places, like so Miami had the drug.
Oh yes. When they went to San Francisco.
Yeah, San Francisco was like
how
the
to speak San Franciscan, but vagina.
And then the New Jersey people were like Italian mafiosos.
Forget about it.
But the best part was like when they try to like psych out the drug lords, they just put on the jacket that said DEA.
Yes. Like that movie couldn't be made now.
I actually played basketball when I was a kid, and my cousins.
Did you really? Like they actually made it up to play?
No, I made it up. I was like, "Hey guys, I suck at basketball. Can we play basketball?" And they never saw the movie.
Oh, okay.
I explained the rules to them, and we started playing. And one of them was like, "Fuck this shit. This is retarded." And I was like, "I tried."
Oh, it's like around the world, pretty much, kind of.
Nah, it's like horse.
Horse. But
I would love to play it. Like if they ever did it in Kentucky, I'd be like, I want to play.
Maybe down at Concave if it's not too cold. Because I think there's a basketball court outside, isn't there?
Oh,
yeah, there is.
How the fuck would I know? I only went there one time, and I was just like,
oh yeah, you're indoors the whole time.
Yeah,
I like how they're planning. Like, hey, we're thinking about doing it at the Mammoth Cave Hotel, but there's a big sinkhole that swallowed up the pool and everything, and there's not gonna be a hot tub or pool or anything. You guys want to do it there? And everybody's like, no. Like,
we came for the people to be in bikinis and be suggested to sexual contact.
Oh, Jesus, but not everybody you want to see in the bikinis or the.
No shit, Sherlock. But then sometimes you want to see a drunk girl with big boobs jumping up and down.
Well, that did happen. That does happen. Yeah. All right. Well, how can people find out more information about the Joshua?
Well, if you want to see me post pictures of my underwear that are Rick and Morty-esque.
Yes, little Rick.
And fuck you. Anyway. And if you want to see me tweet out about how crazy Kyrie Irving is and how people are coming to his aid, but also made fun of him when he was acting crazy before, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Green Eyed Bebop. Yep. And if you want to hear me talk about wrestling with 3 other guys, and one of them happens to be on this show sometimes, whenever Doc feels like he needs to spice up the show.
No, it's when like everybody's like, I can't do it. I gotta go to school, and you're like, fuck you. I've got other things I gotta do. And I was like, I've got a lot of stuff to talk about, and nobody's here. So I was reaching out, and they all said, fuck you too. And then you're like, I can do it. Again.
Yes.
You can always rely on me.
I'm reliable, Josh.
He is. He's very reliable. If anything, that's why Stacey's like, why do you always bring him up first? Is because he's always here. I'm used to normally.
No, last. You bring me up last.
No, I bring you up last when I've got somebody in studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm like, we're going as far. It's the distance.
Yeah, so furthest. But yeah, you can catch me and Chris Class on the Back Row Hecklers podcast.
I think Class may be on next week, depending on what we got going on.
Yeah, great. I guess I'll be busy that day.
No, you should be a part of the show. Enjoy it. When may you be joining us in this area?
Well, actually, it's funny. I mentioned at the class, if I don't have to go to California for wrestling, I decided that I would, work it out with Matt so I can stay at his house and I can do the year-end review for the Back Row Reckless podcast. And hopefully, if, scheduling can allow, we could do a Frackin' Nerds that week, too.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, with Clash running it, I know at least means that it'll air probably before the end of the year. So that's good.
Well, no, they've been coming out,
No, that's what I'm saying. With Clash running it, they've been consistently on the air.
Yeah.
Before whoever else was posting it, it was whenever that person decided to post it.
Well, that person was extremely busy doing like 9 million other fucking things. So.
Well, if you don't have time for something, just say you can't do it and let other people.
Well, nobody else had time. Like no one else had the
ability.
The ability.
I got
like
you.
Class was like I remember being in the car with Class, and he's asking the guy like, asking him questions like, how do you do this? How do you do that? And the guy's like saying it, and he's like, fuck, I gotta have to do some research. And then he was picking your brain about it. And credit to Class, like he was like he was determined to learn how to do it, and he fucking did it. So.
I told him anytime he needed some questions or advice or direction, I'd always be willing to help.
Yeah, so it's credit to him, and you know what, fuck it, we're back on it, and hopefully more stuff is gonna happen.
Excellent, and you can find the Frackin' Nerds on Instagram, on Facebook, Twitter. I think that's pretty much it.
Why can't you get your own Instagram and leave the Frackin' Nerds Instagram to Frackin' Nerd stuff?
Why? Because I'm pretty much the Frackin' Nerd, so that
But you have a Doc Martin and a Frackin' Nerds Twitter.
I do because the Twitter is more posting information. Like Doc Martin does not need to be on the Frackin' Nerds Twitter page with what I post. I need to keep myself separated from the business aspect of it. But the Instagram is just like nerdy stuff. I don't go, look at me, I'm in Mexico. I don't post that on there. It'll be on my Facebook page, but which I'll probably
I'm singing fucking
more likely I'm going to Jamaica here in March. So
I agree. So you're going to Jamaica, I'm going to Germany. Wow.
Are you in March?
Yeah. March.
Well, I guess we're not going to be meeting up anytime that month because you're going the opposite direction of where I'm going. But have fun in Germany.
You never know. We might have a layover in the same airport.
And then when you're there, find out if they they love the darker berries over there.
Apparently, it's. I think my friend from England and his friend from Germany are just not aware of it. But it's like everyone else I've asked was like, yeah. And even Kennedy, the army guy, he was like, yeah. So.
All right. Well, good.
There you go.
All right, well, that will bring the show to a close. I want to thank everyone that came to the show, Joshua, for being on. Thank you for finding time in your life to allow us to be able to entertain the people that listen to the show. Hey, and if you listen to the show, hit us up on Facebook or Twitter and tell us what you liked. Should we change? Should we get rid of Joshua for Class? Whatever works. We will not.
Fuck it, man.
We're not below hoeing our.
Motherfucker, I ain't coming back. Once I'm like, go. I'm just saying it right now.
So from Joshua all the way over in the East Coast, this is Doc Martin saying, have a frackin' good week.